we don't do this, there will be nothing left to save. I have to finish this.
So we just got the release of the newest entry into the James Bond franchise, No Time to Die, and I think it lives up to what feels like 3 years of hype. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brandon and this is Film Flair, where we discuss anything and everything that makes film and television great. So be sure to subscribe and let's talk about a great film.
When her secret finds its way out, it'll be the death of you.
Who is he?
James, you don't know what this is?
Now, this is the 5th installment of the Daniel Craig era of James Bond, and after 16 years of being 007, Daniel is finally retiring his license to kill. But before Bond leaves MI6 for good, an old friend from the CIA turns up asking him for help and dragging him into the hunt for a mysterious new villain and puts him right on a collision course with the past that it seems like he can never quite leave behind.
You can imagine why I've come back to play.
This story gets the team back for one last mission, a culmination of everything he's been through since his first mission as a 00 all the way back in Casino Royale. And it's basically exactly what you would expect from this generation of a Bond story. Some cool cars and tech, a couple of great action sequences, a Bond girl, and James's past coming back to haunt him.
The past isn't dead.
And it was great to see all of these characters back on screen for what may be some of these actors' last time playing these roles. It's always nice to see Ben Whishaw's Q in the story, and the same goes for Naomi Harris's Moneypenny. And I'll always argue for having more of her in these stories. After her amazing introduction, she's kind of just been sidelined as M's secretary, and I think sticking her behind the desk is a bit of a backslide for her character, and really doesn't do either Naomi Harris or her character justice.
I get why you shot him.
Yeah, well, everyone tries at least once.
But a real strength for this film, and pretty much all of the Bond films, have been the great interactions and dialogue between all of these established characters. They've been around each other for years, and their familiarity really helps keep what could be a very bureaucratic and rigid environment from getting stale, especially when they keep getting away with obviously disobeying direct orders. And then Lashana Lynch's Nomi just introduced a whole cool new dynamic into the group as the new 00. She was a really great contrast against Bond, and I loved the awkwardness she caused from being his replacement. If Bond wasn't such an iconic lone wolf, then it would be really fun to see him partner up more often, especially with Lashana's character. And speaking of partners, Ana de Armas really deserves more screen time in a future Bond film. She was fantastic from her first line to her last, and it's a shame that she was only used for one sequence in this movie. Now, while I loved all of the protagonists, the villain just didn't quite do it for me this time around. He just ended up being another traumatized victim decades ago that's back for revenge. And he wasn't really that much of a challenge for Bond, physically, mentally, or even ideologically. He was really run-of-the-mill and a bit basic, and I didn't quite understand his whole obsession with Madeline or what that whole storyline was really about. I get their relationship from her side of it, but not why it feels like he's got some sort of unrequited love for her. But that doesn't take anything away from Remy Malek's portrayal of the role. The character feels like it was tailor-made for him, and I just wish that he was given more to do with it.
We both eradicate people to make the world a better place. I just want to be a little tidier.
And while I'll never complain about Christoph Waltz on screen, he did feel just a bit underused in the story. He went from the big bad in the last movie who knew how to truly antagonize Bond to just offering up a couple of easy, barely riddles for him.
When her secret finds its way out, it'll be the death of you.
Effectively, he was only given a handful of minutes of screen time to connect this story back to the previous ones, which is something this movie ended up doing a lot of. It leaned heavily on the nostalgia of the franchise, and while connecting all of these movies is just common sense, I had a hard time remembering exactly what happened in the previous ones. And honestly, I kind of feel like that with every Bond film we get. No Time to Die won't go down as the greatest Bond film ever made, but I do think that it's a great entry into the franchise and a perfect way to cap off Daniel Craig's time as 007.
If we don't do this, there will be nothing left to save.
But what are your thoughts on No Time to Die? Let me know in the comments below. It's available now in theaters, but before you go and watch that, please do be sure to give this a like and subscribe if you're new here. We've got new videos coming out every week. But until next time, have a great day and don't forget to watch a great film. Bye.